You was actually sleeping in the farm where the pig's sleeping.
Yeah, so it's where I went. There was a little shed there. It was empty, and it was the only place that I could find. Like, there was fairly torrential rain last night. Like, there's nowhere else you could go. Like, even if I wanted to walk, like, there would have been like no point. Like, I would have just got soaked anyways. So like, I just found this little shed there. Like, if I had actually walked a further 3 kilometres down the road, I would have actually found a better spot to have slept, because after I woke up the next day, I walked from the little shed that I was staying in I walked down the road, and then I found this empty shed, and I fell asleep in there then for an extra 2 hours, and I hung up my clothes, tried to dry my clothes, but it just wasn't happening, like, you know what I mean?
And all night was actually rain, was lashing rain, is it, all night?
Yeah, it was quite bad. Now like, when I was kind of setting up in the spot, like, the ground was wet, but it wasn't flooded, like, in that sort of way. But in literally the space of like 3 hours, like, the whole area just completely filled up with water, and I got a bit of a shock when I woke up. So to be honest, like, in the conditions that I was doing it in, a lot of people would have probably postponed or cancelled the walk, but whenever I'm in something, I'm in it to finish it, and that's my plan. Like, regardless of how bad the weather is, like, I'll get to Brussels, like.
Mm-hmm. All your clothes get wet, socks, everything, every single item.
Yeah.
So, and you're supposed to actually walk in the wet clothes.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I was very lucky because I had a waterproof case for my phone. So if I didn't have a waterproof case for my phone, like, I say my phone would actually be destroyed. But I looked through the bag. See, at the time it was very uncomfortable because, like, I was completely soaked, so my hoodie was wet, trousers were wet, socks were wet, and everything. He was wet inside the little shelter that I was standing in, and he was fairly lashing rain outside as well, so I'd nowhere to really go, or there was no dry spot. So, like, I just had to pack up, like, all from wet clothes, just throw it into the bag and just say, like yeah. That's it. I just have to leave. I just have to keep walking. Yeah, just dry off as I walk, like, in that sort of way. There's no dry clothes here.
Yeah. Your fate is how you feel like your fate, or you're positive you are positive to achieve your goal.
Yeah, I'm positive about it so far. To be honest, I wished I would have done at least another 10 kilometres today. Like, but it was just, like, because of just, like, a skin condition that occurred as a result of the walking in wet clothes. Like, I just have to allow that to heal before I can really kind of enjoy the walk, like, in that sort of way. But thankfully, because I'm in this position where I covered 60 kilometres over the past 2 days, like, it kind of allows me to, like, just get myself together, pick up and go again, like, in that sort of way, like properly, like.
I think you have great awareness for mental health as well. Is it? There was one of the parts that was when you started.
Yeah, see, like, in a sense, like, when it came to the homeless crisis, like, see, in a sense, like, with what happened with the lockdowns and all of that sort of stuff, like, I should be homeless now. Like, I should be on the streets. Like the only reason why I'm not on the streets at the moment is because my parents are still alive, and they luckily didn't lose their house in the previous recession. So, like, there's things like that I can't take for granted myself, and I understood it, and I recognised that, like, in an awful lot of situations, like how many homeless people were there that, like, worked 40 hours a week, like, they had everything going for them, and then they got a tap on the shoulder and it's just like, I'm sorry, but your job is gone. And then everything, the world just crashed around them, like, and that's how they end up on the street. Like, the reason why I was raising attention to mental health was because I felt that people's personalities were changing. Like, I felt that, like mental health is, like, a very serious issue in this country, and we're kind of trained to kind of express ourselves in certain ways, which isn't necessarily good, and you can kind of see that on social media, for example. Like, you see a lot of people's kind of alter egos coming out and kind of presenting themselves, like you kind of see the dark side, like they'd say things like online that they'd never say to like any of their friends, parents, like family around them, and because he went off and he took away like regular social like interactions, like, and he forced people like into their house, like literally just living off the airwaves, like listening to radios and listening to the TV, like listen to Leo, like what's Leo going to say next, like are we out of lockdown, like do we still have to wear the
You
masks?
mentioned Leo Vardik, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You believe today was the hardest day of the day of all your journey? It wasn't? How you would rate your from until 10? How you would rate your?
It was tough, like, because like in a situation like that, like the first thing you kind of think is, okay, shit, like, sorry, I shouldn't be swearing, but you know, but the first thing you kind of think in a situation like that, when you wake up, is like, okay, like, what am I going to do? Like, my clothes are wet, my bag's soaked, it's absolutely lashing rain outside, and like nowhere to go, but like there's no dry space, like, and I just said, look, there's no point in getting angry, and I just said, if I can't handle getting this like a little wet, then I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, and that was the attitude, and I just went going. I just got going again, but that was all I could say to myself was.
So basically, at the moment, you have all wet clothes on you. You're walking in the wet clothes.
Wet clothes. The hoodie and the hoodie underneath me, they've dried off since just throughout the duration of today. But like everything in my bag, from sleeping bag to my trousers, t-shirts, hoodies, everything are completely drenched. Like they're very wet. Like you won't be able to wear it. Like.
And this is your first time when you had a situation like this, or it happened before?
It happened before. Well, not in kind of differently in a sense. Not as bad as that. See,
this is the worst one, is it?
Yeah, like in terms of having my like equipment affected and stuff like that, and clothes and stuff like that, was definitely the worst. Because what kind of made it worse was I just picked up the bag as well. Like everything was nice and fresh, like, and when I lay down, like I pulled the sleeping bag over me, like, and it was lashing rain and it was cold, and I smelled the sleeping bag, and all I could think to myself was, well, at least the sleeping bag smells nice, at least it's fresh, like, you know what I mean. So like it was the only positive that I had. And then when I was lying down, like there was all rocks, so like I was sleeping on rocks like sticking into my back, like, so I had no actual real genuine comfort when I was going to sleep last night, but like the only comfort that I actually had was the scent of a clean sleeping bag, like, you know what I mean. So then when I woke up, like everything was destroyed, like everything that I like prepared over the past.
So tomorrow, where you plan to go tomorrow in the actual journey?
So tomorrow now I have to complete the remainder of the journey to Athlone, just because I'd finished up a bit earlier today, and then after that I'll be going on to Old Rail Trail. I really have to make as much ground as possible to Tullamore tomorrow, if not reach it. Because the sacrifice a small bit of time today. Like all I'm considering is trying to get into Dublin as early as possible on Saturday. So if I recover fast, which I think I will, like it's not an injury which is going to take me out or anything. Like it's like, because like my feet are grand, my legs are grand. Like it's just like what's affected is just it's very uncomfortable because it's chapped skin. Like.
And we have situation. So I'll stay in my place, and we have situation. We dry the all clothes, you know, because it get wet. So he need to find a solution today using the bags, basically, because to prevent the mistakes that was done last time. So we're gonna use white bags. Yeah. So the battery is fully charged. Here's a power bank, and I give Alan a sleeping bag as a gift. So
It's up to you, well.
yeah, it's about patience. Yeah. There's air there. That's the problem. There you go.
Voila.
So Alan is. So what are you Alan doing now?
Sorry?
What are you doing now? Like,
Yeah.
explain people.
Yeah, so I'm just packing up my clothes just to make sure that they're dry for the walk, because I went off and I was camping there on the first night, and everything that I had got completely waterlogged because the weather was so bad. That sort of way, so all of my nice, beautiful, fresh clothes going into this were completely destroyed. Yeah, so it's just getting ready for the next stretch of the journey, anyways. I have 4 days now to
Complete.
get to Dublin, including today, so there's going to be plenty walking now. Yeah, so to just get my bearings ready, just get my bearings together, just getting ready now for another day of this. And I'll be aiming to get to Tullamore. That's the plan, anyways. I'd say I might have to accelerate the pace a small bit during nights and all that sort of stuff, just due to the weather over the past few days. I wouldn't really say that I'm behind schedule in that sort of way, because for the final day, heading into Dublin, I only have 14 kilometres kind of designated for it. So what I do would be very easy kind of make back up that time over the course of the next 2 days or so. But see, the reason why I was kind of pushing it the way I was pushing it was to get into Dublin in time for the Garden of Remembrance on Saturday 1 o'clock, and to get in time as well for the pro-life rally as well. But if that doesn't happen, then the most important thing is just that I'm in Dublin just in time to catch the ferry. So there's a few things to consider over the next few days, anyways.
Yeah.
But I think that once I do get to Dublin, it's going to be a major sigh of relief for me as well. Because at least then I know I'm on track, and at least then I know that in terms of time sequence and all that sort of stuff, it's going to work out perfectly.
It's everything dry now. Like not.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
Like that was my pillow, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's something very different though when you come to that whole psyche of where like you just give up every bit of comfort and you don't care. Like when you don't care about getting covered in dirt, like you don't care about getting wet, like you don't care if you walk 30 kilometres and pass out on the side of the road. Like you just have to get up and keep going. Like you have a target, like you have people watching, and it's just like you don't want to let people down, because who we are and what we're trying to represent, and because like the government hates us, the media hates, and the groups hate us. Like in a sense, I feel that like I have to do something for the good of the people in the team that are trying to make very good positive changes in this country. And like I've experienced an awful lot of backlash, well, not from like friends or family, but from very specific groups of people that are there specifically to like make my life hard, like just for stepping out and trying to make a change and make a difference. And it's like
discourage you basically and try to say abusing you and bullying you. Is it like in the internet?
I'll be honest, it doesn't really affect me, because when I was a young child I couldn't even speak. Like when I was a young child, like the way I speak now, I couldn't speak. I had a speech impediment that was so bad that I couldn't complete a sentence, like, in that sort of way. So like I was used to being bullied, like I was used to people like really ripping the piss out of me, like in that sort of way, like being surrounded by groups of like 5, 6, 7 people, like like insulted my stutter to my face, like, and all that sort of stuff, like, you know what I mean? So when you get through that and you become a man, like a 33-year-old man, like, and you have somebody and it's just like, and like just immaturity, like, and throwing out like these little like petty insults, like, it doesn't affect me, but those are the things that would really affect other people, like. And you know, I think when you endure and go through certain things in your life and you personally progress and you don't get worse, like, then that's when you become better, like, you become more patient, like, you recognise things, and then on top of that, like, you actually start to feel sorry for the people who hate you. Like, it's just like why does this person hate me? Like, what is wrong with this person? Like is there something going on bad in their lives? So, like, even with that, like, I would never sink down to their level, because like, it's just like, okay, like, is this all this person has? Like this person calling me like a fascist or anti-mask or anti-vax or conspiracy theorist or call me.
It's basically labeling,
yeah.
Try to label you.
Yeah, like, yeah. But is this all these people really have? Like, and it's sad that like, that is their life, is in a room, clack, just anger and rage all the time. So, well, to be honest, see, having those plastic bags now, for example, like that's a big help. As long as my socks are dry, I keep going. It's just once my feet start getting soft, I have to stop. Like that's it. I have to stop, dry my feet off, like, and really let them dry out, and then put on a fresh pair of socks. Obviously, I don't have the luxury of doing that because too much, like, because I only have a certain amount of socks, like, in that sort of way. So I just have to be as smart as possible. But I'll be washing my clothes as time goes on. It really depends on how smart I am and how well I utilise time as I'm kind of going through.
So there you go, we're sitting in the car with Alan Sweeney here. The rain is very bad. So we're planning to make a campaign, a motorway campaign, create awareness for homeless and cost of living, like fuel increase, electricity increase, rent increase, housing crisis. So we try to actually walk and look at the rain lashing. We're walking towards the motorway with Alan. So we need to we're promoting. Please share the video, send to friends as well, because Alan needs support and our people need support. A lot of homeless people dying, you know. Did you ever done this before?
Well, this would be my. I've done a few walks through the country. I walked from Galway to Dublin on 3 occasions. I walked from Galway to Cork. I walked from Cork to Dublin. I walked from Dublin to Newry. Then I walked from Donegal to Cork. So I've had a lot of ground covered over the past year. This is my biggest undertaking. It's a 28-day walk. The longest walk I did before this was 580 kilometres in 17 days. So I'm fairly confident going into this walk to a certain thing. I know as time goes on it's going to get a bit harder, but the biggest challenge so far is just the rain. Just trying to keep dry, just trying to keep the feet dry, because if you don't do that, there's a greater chance of injury such as blisters.
Another question to you that I would like to ask, it's what is the biggest challenge in your 1,000 kilometers walk from Galway to Brussels?
The biggest challenge will be myself, so to be honest with you. There are like physical challenges to it, and there are mental challenges to it as well. Like I'm going to be tested along the way. There's going to be situations of where I look at it, and I'll feel stupid. I'll want to give up. I'll want to stop. But like, the only person who can make this happen is me. Like, the only person who can see this out until the very end is me, and I have to just like look past like all of the minor challenges and just kind of see the bigger picture myself. Like it's like, for example, like even yesterday morning, or this morning when I woke up, like and the bed or the little setup that I had, like it was basically just a small bit of plastic laid out in the ground. I had a sleeping bag over me, and the place I was sleeping was this little shelter. I think that was being used for pigs, and
So pig sleeping there.
yeah, like I think it was used for pigs or something like that. And I woke up like completely drenched, like trousers soaked, like hoodie soaked, t-shirt soaked, socks soaked, like bag with every single item that I had in it, like soaked, like, and that was within the first 24 hours of a 28-day walk, like, and I went off and I just leant against the fence. I looked down and I was just like, okay, like, well, what am I supposed to do here? And I just said, well, do you know what? Like, there's no point getting angry, because if we can't take this, like, how the hell are we going to take like 28 days? Like, so I had a lot of people would have just said, screw it. Like, they would have postponed it. Like, they're cancelling ferries at the moment.
I tell you one thing, here's a take on for rest of the day like this. But I'll be honest, this is what I've been working with now over the past 2 days. I'm about 17 kilometres outside. Well, once we're finished this campaign here, I'll be going back to where I originally finished off yesterday, and then I'll have to walk in the remainder of the distance between